Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down the NBA slate on Draftkings for Friday, December the 1st. We do have a little bit of a smaller slate for Friday night, 6 games tonight guys, but we're still going to go game by game. We're going to break down each one of these 6 games and give you guys my early thoughts on this slate, what I do like taking a first look on Thursday night. But as always, before we do get started with the breakdown, if you guys do enjoy these DFS videos and if they do help you out, make sure you hit that like button down below, guys. Hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And if you guys are new to the channel and if you don't have an account over on PrizePicks, we do have a partnership with PrizePicks. You can sign up for PrizePicks linked down below in the description, and you'll get your first deposit matched up to $100. You can also just use promo code NOAH when you sign up, get your first deposit matched up to $100. But if you don't know what PrizePicks is, they are a player prop site, really simple, really easy to use. You're just picking more or less on a player's projection. You have to make at least 2 picks on PrizePicks, but you can make up to 6 picks. You can win up to 25x your money. If you guys, again, want to check them out, sign up, use that code NOAH, and you'll get your first deposit matched up to $100. But let's talk through this Friday night slate, guys, and we'll start off with the first game of the night, which is Washington and Orlando. And we'll start off on the Washington side here. So for the Wizards today, there's really not much I like on the Wizards. This is a very tough spot against Orlando. Orlando's actually been a very good defensive team this season. Orlando's not really a team I want to attack. They're not a team I want to pick on. So I don't see many Wizards I like on the slate. There's always justice for a guy like Kyle Kuzma because he does have big time upside when he gets like his full minutes and when the games stay competitive. Last game was competitive against Orlando, or at least it was competitive enough to where Kuzma did play 35 minutes. Wasn't very productive, though. Only had 34 DraftKings points. Not super interested in Kuzma today. Not super interested in Jordan Poole either. I think Denny Avdia, Tyus Jones, Daniel Gafford all feel priced about where they should be. I mean, there's not much I like on the Wizards here. Definitely one of, the least appealing teams on the slate. Now, on the other side with Orlando, I do like some Orlando guys here. Now, Paulo Banchero is probable for today, so he is expected to play. I definitely like this spot a lot for Paulo. I know Paulo was very disappointing last time these teams played. He only got 27 minutes, only had 15 DraftKings points. It was one of his worst games of the season. I would expect a much better game from Paulo here. This is a very good matchup. The Wizards are one of the worst defensive teams in the league. The Wizards also play at a really fast pace. I like Paulo to bounce back today. I definitely think he's in play at 8,400. Franz Wagner did have a really good game last game, 46 DraftKings points. Franz is typically a guy that doesn't have the highest ceiling. But in a matchup like this, it wouldn't be surprising to see another big ceiling game from Franz Wagner. The price tag's really starting to get up there. It's tough to pay almost 8K for a guy like Franz Wagner, but man, the matchup's so good. Like, I wouldn't be surprised to see him still pay off this price tag. Cole Anthony, even coming off the bench, has had a great role for the Magic. Been playing pretty good minutes. Got 26 minutes last game. He's probably going to play like 30 minutes even off the bench. He's been super productive from a point per minute basis. He's been doing everything from scoring, rebounding, getting assists. 7K, I still think Cole Anthony's in play at this price tag. People probably won't go to Cole Anthony because he actually was kind of popular last late. I'll be interested to see what his ownership is today now that his price tag continues to go up. But I still think the upside's there for Cole Anthony, especially in this matchup. So I do like him quite a bit on this slate. Don't mind Jalen Suggs either. I would rather get up to Anthony, but I think Suggs is playable too. And then Goga Bitadze, I think, is in a pretty good spot. The Wizards have been a bad defense overall. They've been vulnerable against centers. Goga's not going to play the most minutes. He's probably only going to get 25, 26 minutes, but he should be very productive when he's on the floor. Wasn't great last time these teams played, but I think we can expect a little bit of a better game from Goga here. So he's in play for me at 5,600. And that's it for the for the Magic. I don't see any other guys I want to go to here. I don't think there's any bench guys I like from Orlando, unless you're just kind of playing for a blowout or something. So let's move on to the next game, Philadelphia and Boston. So for the Sixers here, got to keep an eye on the status of Joel Embiid. He's listed as questionable for an illness. Embiid was a late scratch last game, kind of an unexpected late scratch. If Embiid doesn't play today, obviously that just kind of benefits everyone. Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris, DeAnthony Melton, they all get a boost. Paul Reed, surprisingly, last game did not really play much, he did play a good amount, but he wasn't super productive with Embiid out. They actually, I don't know why, but they actually subbed in Mo Bamba over Paul Reed to start the game. Paul Reed, I don't know why they don't start Paul Reed whenever Embiid's out. They must I don't know if they don't like him or what, but he did play 27 minutes last game at 4,700. Even in a tough matchup here, I think Paul Reed would still be a really good value play if Embiid is out again. Paul Reed's a really good point per minute player. He's typically a guy that can be very productive when he gets minutes. Marcus Morris did start in place of Embiid. He got 17 minutes, 17 DraftKings points. I think he was in foul trouble in he has started the 2 games that Embiid has been out this season, so I guess he would start again if Embiid's out. He'd be playable at 3,800, but I don't know if there's like a big minute ceiling on Marcus Morris. Like, I don't think we can expect him to play like 30 minutes. I think it's probably just like 20 to 24 minutes for him. But that still puts him in play, I think, at a cheap price tag. Nick Batum is probable for today. He did get injured last game, didn't return, but it looks like he's going to be back. He might get a little bit of a boost if there's no Embiid. But really, if we're talking about the Sixers team, I think I'm only considering these guys if Embiid is out. If Embiid plays, I'm pretty much fine full fading the Sixers. It's a very tough matchup. It's not a spot I really want to be heavily exposed to. I think the only reason I would get exposure here would be if Embiid wound up sitting. So that would do it for that side of the game. Let's talk about Boston now. So for the Celtics, they don't have Kristaps Porzingis right now. The price tags have already kind of adjusted for that. So you're not really going to get much value on the Sixers, on the Celtics, but there's still upside for guys like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and Drew Holiday. But at these price tags, like, I don't have a ton of interest in any of these guys. If I had to pick one guy to play, like, I think Drew at 6,900 would probably be my favorite, just because I think Drew does have enough upside to pay off this price tag. Minutes should be there in a game like this against Philly that should be competitive. I guess Drew's in play, but I really don't like many Celtics on this slate. Al Horford's going to start in place of Porzingis, but he's been priced up to 6,200. I think at 6,200, I'm fine getting away from Horford here, but he has been really good the last 2 games that he has started in place of Porzingis. If you want to go there, I think it's okay. But yeah, I don't really like much from the Celtics. I don't like much from this game unless Embiid gets ruled out. Then I would get some exposure to those Sixers guys. But let's move on to the next game, the Knicks and the Raptors. So for the Knicks today, they are on the second night of a back-to-back. I think we can expect pretty much all their guys to be healthy and to play here. It's not the greatest matchup against Toronto. It's definitely not a matchup that I really like to target. If I'm going to target anyone on the Knicks here, it's probably either going to be Randall or Brunson. I don't see myself getting much exposure to anyone else on this team. I think everyone's priced where they should be, but Randall and Brunson both always offer upside, can put up a huge game any night. Not the greatest matchup though. Definitely guys I would only be considering like in GBPs as like low-owned options. That's pretty much it for the Knicks. Not much interest here. And on the other side with the Raptors, there's not a ton of interest on the Raptors either. I will say that this slate, like, there's not a lot of plays that stand out. This is definitely a slate where the pricing is very tight. You're probably not going to feel good about the lineups you built tonight, but I guess that's a good thing. DraftKings has done a better job with the pricing this year. It's not like, it feels like last year with the pricing there was just free squares like every slate. Like, it's not really the case this year. The pricing on these Raptors guys, like, none of them look super appealing to me. If I had to play anyone, I think like Scotty Barnes or Siakam would be my 2 favorite plays just because I think those guys offer the most upside for their price tags. But $6,500 Schroeder, I don't really like. Pirtle's in a very tough matchup against one of the best rim defenses in the Knicks. I don't really like Pirtle here. OG feels priced correctly. There's really no value I like on Toronto. So yeah, this is not a super appealing game. I think we can go ahead and move on to the next one. Memphis and Dallas. So for Memphis today, they've kind of been shorthanded lately. Still no Marcus Smart, still no Luke Kennard. Xavier Tillman probably doesn't play here. He was considered week to week, and they said that like a week ago. He'll probably be back soon, but I doubt he returns for this game. So we should expect the starting lineup for Memphis to be Desmond Bane, Triple J, Bismack Biyombo, Derrick Rose, and David Roddy. So Rose and Roddy both started last game. Rose was actually really good, like from a per minute basis. He played 27 minutes and had 32 DraftKings points. Even at this point in his career, like Derrick Rose has still shown the ability to be productive when he gets minutes. I like Derrick Rose a lot today if he starts at 4,900. I think he would play like 25 to 30 minutes. His price tag came up a little bit, but I still think he's in play. And then David Roddy was really good last game in his start. Shot the ball really well, 25 minutes, 30 DraftKings points. I think I would temper expectations a little bit on David Roddy, but still on a slate where there's really no value, I think David Roddy definitely looks like a playable value today, assuming he starts again. And then obviously Desmond Bane and Triple J are going to be the 2 guys that really dominate usage on this team. Bane had a huge game last game, 45 DK points, played 36 minutes. I think this matchup for him against Dallas is fine. Dallas' defense has not been good this year. Dallas has also been playing faster this season. So I definitely like the spot for Bane. I like the spot for Triple J as well. Both these guys I think are in play at their price tags. And then Bismack Biyombo at 5,400, I think is pretty solid as well. He's been starting lately. He's been playing like 30 minutes a night. I don't see that changing unless he like gets in foul trouble or something. And Dallas's defense has definitely been vulnerable against centers this season. So honestly, if they run the same starting lineup out that they did last game, I like all the starters here for Memphis. Bane, Triple J, Biyombo, Rose, and Roddy. Don't think I'm getting to any bench guys though. Obviously, Aldama at his price tag is pretty much unplayable if he's coming off the bench again. So that's really it for Memphis. Definitely Memphis, I think, is one of the more appealing teams to target today. On the other side, though, with Dallas, I do like some Dallas guys here. Tim Hardaway Jr., I think, is probable for today, or he's questionable, so we'll have to keep an eye on his status. If Tim Hardaway gets ruled out, I don't think that makes too much of an impact. Obviously, if we're going to be playing anyone on Dallas, we're going to be looking to Luka or Kyrie. Luka, I do like quite a bit as a pay-up option today. I think he's probably my favorite pay-up option on this slate when you factor in price tag. The real issue is, like, are we going to have enough value to pay up for Luka? Obviously, I'm I'm making this video the night before. I haven't even built lineups yet for this slate, so I can't really say if it's going to be doable to get Luka in. But if I can pay up for anyone, I think Luka's the guy that I like most. This matchup against Memphis is one I think Luka can definitely have success in. The price tag on Luka has started to drop a little bit. It was tough to play Luka when he was like over 12K. Now that he's 11.4, I think this is a much more reasonable price tag. So I do like Luka quite a bit today. Don't mind Kyrie either, but I definitely would rather get up to Luka if I could. And the rest of Dallas, I don't like much here. This team, the usage it's so dominated by Luka and Kyrie that it's hard for the rest of these guys to put up much of a ceiling when they're playing with Luka and with Kyrie. Like Grant Williams just doesn't have much upside. Not a guy I'm super interested in. Derrick Jones Jr., another guy that just doesn't have much upside. He did put up 27 DK points in 34 minutes last game, but typically not a guy that I'm super interested in. Josh Green maybe picks up a little bit of a bigger role here if there's no Tim Hardaway Jr., so like I could see going to him for value if THJ's out. Josh Green did start last game, so we'll have to see if he starts again. But yeah, there's not much I like on Dallas besides the studs there, Luka and Kyrie. So let's go ahead and move on to the next game, San Antonio and New Orleans. So San Antonio, we're going to have to keep an eye on the status of Victor Wembanyama. Wemby was questionable for Thursday's game. This is the second night of a back-to-back for the Spurs. Wemby was questionable Thursday. He did wind up playing, but they've already said that he is uncertain to play today. I think Wemby probably misses here on a back-to-back, so if Wemby is out, that's definitely going to open up a lot of usage. Wemby, he's a very high-usage player, so getting him off the floor is just going to allow for guys like Keldon Johnson, Jeremy Sohan, Devin Vassell to soak up more usage. I don't know who would start in place of Wemby. They could move Devin Vassell back into the starting lineup. Vassell he did come off the bench Thursday. Maybe they just move him back in the starting lineup. Maybe they start like Champagne. I think he's actually been starting lately, if I remember correctly. Or maybe not. Maybe they moved him back to the bench. But we'll have to wait and see with Wemby's status. If Wemby is in, I don't really like many Spurs on this slate. I think the one guy that kind of looks appealing would be Jeremy Sohan, just because he's had a really good role as their starting point guard. He did have a huge game Thursday night against Atlanta. Obviously, that was a really good matchup. This matchup's not as good. I wouldn't mind going to Sohan here at 6,100, but I think for me, when it comes to this Spurs team, it's going to all depend on if Wemby is in or out. That'll be what kind of decides my interest here. And on the other side with the Pelicans, not much I like on the Pelicans. All these Pelicans guys were priced up for when CJ McCollum was out, and now that CJ McCollum is back, these guys are all a little bit overpriced. Now, sure, Zion Williamson, Brandon Ingram, they can still put up big games even playing with CJ. It's just not as likely. I think this matchup is very good. San Antonio has been very bad defensively this season, so I don't mind going to Zion in tournaments. I definitely think it's a good matchup for Zion, especially if Wemby doesn't play. Brandon Ingram I could see going to in tournaments. Same with CJ. CJ did play 28 minutes in his first game back from injury, and he was pretty productive. So, maybe he gets full minutes here, maybe not. I'm not sure. J-Val thinks in a pretty good matchup, but you just never know when it comes to J-Val how many minutes he's going to play. If you told me he was going to get over 30 minutes, I think I'd have some interest in him even at 6,800, but you just never know, man, with the minutes for J-Val. I think it does help that Larry Nance is out right now. I think that does help secure the minutes a little bit for J-Val. But yeah, I don't like a ton on the Pelicans here, even in a good matchup. The pricing just makes it tough to roster these guys. If I had to play anyone on the Pelicans, I think Zion would be my favorite play. But that'll do it for that team. Let's talk about the last game of the night, the Suns and the Nuggets. So looking at the Nuggets here, Jamal Murray was questionable last game and did wind up playing. He's questionable for today. I'd assume Jamal Murray plays today, given that he played last game. And then Aaron Gordon was questionable, but he did not play. I think there's a pretty good chance Aaron Gordon is back for this game. If the Nuggets have all their guys healthy, like if Jamal Murray plays, if Aaron Gordon plays, it's pretty much just Jokic or bust here. Like there's nothing I like on the Nuggets besides Jokic. Even with Jamal Murray back last game, Jokic was still amazing. Put up 74 Draftkings points, played 33 minutes. Once again, had another triple-double. Like Jokic is just unreal this year. He's just stuffing the stat sheet, putting up triple-doubles almost every night. Even with Jamal Murray back, I don't think that really matters for Jokic. So I still think Jokic looks great, even at 12-4. I think I'd rather save the salary and play Luka, especially because there's not much value right now. But if you could get up to Jokic, no issue with him. The rest of Denver, though, I'm just going to fade. I think there's nothing else that stands out here. Unless Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon miss, then you could maybe look to some of these guys like Reggie Jackson and MPJ. But, yeah, I would assume that Murray and Gordon probably play today. So that's it for Denver. Looking on the Phoenix side now. Big injury news to monitor here is Devin Booker's status. So Devin Booker is questionable for this game. Booker got injured in their last game against Toronto. I'm pretty sure he played, or he came back, I want to say, in that game. I can't remember, honestly. But, yeah, either way, Booker's status is obviously huge. If Booker is out, we're going to see a massive role for Kevin Durant. I mean, Durant would probably be one of the better pay-up options on the slate, up there with, like, Luka and Jokic. Plus, you're getting some big-time savings dropping down, from those guys to KD. So I would like KD a lot at 9,900 if Booker is out. And then you would expect, more opportunity for guys like Eric Gordon, Grayson Allen. At their price tags, I think I would only consider those guys if Booker is out. If Booker plays, I don't like much on Phoenix besides maybe Booker and Durant, and that's really it. I'm assuming if Booker got ruled out, I'm assuming they would start. Honestly, I can't. I think they've been starting Gordon and Allen lately, so I'd assume it would be like maybe, or no, I think Allen's been coming off the bench. One of these guys has been coming off the bench. Whichever one's been coming off the bench lately, I think it's been Eric Gordon. Gordon would probably start. He'd probably move back in the starting lineup. So yeah, just keep an eye on this Booker news. This is the last game of the night, so I don't know when we're going to get this news. Hopefully we get it before lock. If Booker plays, not much I like on Phoenix, but if Booker is out, definitely like KD. I think the guards, Gordon and Allen, would both be in play. And depending on what the starting lineup looks like, maybe we could get some value as well. But that's it for Phoenix, guys. That's it for this little 6-game Friday night slate. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, appreciate you watching. Hit that like button if you guys enjoyed. Hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. Be sure to go check out PrizePicks as well, guys. If you're not signed up for PrizePicks, use that promo code NOAH. When you sign up, you will get your first deposit matched up to $100 when you sign up for PrizePicks with my promo code. But that's all I got for tonight, guys. Good luck on the slate. Enjoy your Friday night, guys. Enjoy your weekend. We will see you in the next video. Peace.